Today is not about this Prelude here, guys. Today we're doing something totally different. About 2, maybe 3 weeks ago now, my buddy Mitch picked up something that you guys are gonna enjoy, something that's been relevant to the channel. Same, but different. I'm gonna show you guys real quick. If this lovely gentleman here would just hop out of the way. Yes, guys, we have a new F30 in the family. And today we're doing a mod on it. So about 3 weeks ago, Mitch hit me up to go pick up a car, and I was like, what car are you picking up? And he's like, dude, I'm getting a 2013 328. Kind of without realizing that I had the exact same car. He knew I was kind of a BMW guy, modder enthusiast, whatever you will. But he didn't realize, like, it's the exact same car. Although this one here is an N20, whereas mine's the N26. Again, different, but same. So you guys get what I'm saying. And today what we're doing, we got Dave and Mitch and myself working on putting some H&R lowering springs on this thing. Mitch actually just told me he got the windows tinted. All these things that he said he wasn't gonna do because it's the daily. You guys know how that goes. You pick up a daily in hopes that you're never gonna mod it and spend any money on it, and then 2 weeks later you've got a tinted, lowering springs, and he's already talking about a front lip, headlights, front bumper, all this stuff. So you guys stay tuned. We got some good stuff coming, some F30 things. And while we're on the topic of F30, I know I owe you guys an update on my F30. I'm working on it. Just be patient, guys. I promise it'll be back. It'll be better than ever, and that's all I can say about it for now. So let's go ahead, show you guys what we're doing today, what we've got, well, really what Mitch has got done so far, and yeah, let's just jump right into it. Gotta give him one time for the t-shirt. Yes sir. But right now, Mitch is just putting on the spring compressor, which we never use, and we were smart enough this time to just go ahead and grab one. It's really,
a safe way.
Dude, it's such a time saver, and it just makes life a little bit easier. So he actually already got one out while we were gone, or while we weren't here, so we just have to put one spring on this, do the other front side, and then do the 2 rears. But if you guys have never done springs on an F30, the fronts are far more difficult than the back, so we're well on our way.
Slowly but surely, and then
this little bad boy in there. Let's get this off. I'll update you guys real quick on the F30, not a lot, but just kind of an update without talking about it too much. I'm still working with BMW on this whole possible recall issue. I will say it's a turbo issue, and I'm not sure what the extent of it is. I believe it's a turbo issue. All the signs point to the turbo, and that's kind of all I'll say about it for now. But I'm just kind of being patient with it, working with BMW, because honestly, the way I see it, I have a couple options. I could just avoid BMW and ignore the whole thing and do it myself, which would mean basically buying a whole new turbo, and this will all make a lot more sense later on. So that is one possibility to possibly look forward to, would be a big turbo on the F30, a big single turbo, obviously. But if I can get away with BMW doing the replacement and it's gonna save me a little bit of cash, I might do that first and then do big turbo later. But that's kind of where things stand at the moment. I'll, like I said, update you guys a little more later on. But the Prelude is looking fine right now. It's a little sunset vibe going on, looking real good. Yeah, nothing really new on this right now. I do have some stuff that I want to do on it, and we'll just kind of get to that later on. But the F30, like I said, is kind of the priority at the moment, trying to get that all fixed up. Can't do car stuff without a good meal, and well, I'll just be honest, there's some beers in that cooler. So we're gonna go give Mitch a hand. It sounds like he's off in the distance taking off that spring. Maybe I'll hop on the other side and start working on it, but I'll show you guys just like a quick DIY on how to do this. Old spring is out. The new H&R Sport spring is on the strut. I'll bring it out into the light for you guys. These are actually really simple. I recommend using power tools. Doing it by hand is kind of a pain. What you have to do if you're doing it by hand is use an open-ended socket, and you want to put it on that little nut in there. And then you also want to grab an Allen key, which goes in the center of that. So you have to hold the Allen key and wrench that nut off. But if you're using a little power tool action, the torque itself will do the job for you. People need to know about this. All right, so on your F30 struts, you have on the back side of the shock, I probably won't be able to show you, but trust me, on like if this was flipped right now and pulled out, you would see a little tiny piece of metal, like a little notch, poking out of the shock. And what that does is it slips into this little pinch. Basically, there's a bolt that pinches the shock from this side. Yeah, I might be able to bring it back around.
It's right about here is where that notch is.
So it has to slip in where his finger just was. And to separate that enough, once you get the bolt out, because it will want to pinch the actual shock itself. Got this sweet little tool, man. It's just a little oval that goes on your wrench, and when you put it in there and then you start ratcheting it, it will twist, and then the oval will spread that pinch right there, which will basically give you all the leverage all the space you're gonna need to pull that shock out of there. So shout out to FCP Euro on this, guys. 2 things I can recommend for this job would be this guy, and get yourselves a spring compressor because it just makes your life a lot easier and it's far more safe. So we got the spreader in the shock down there. What we're trying to do is we left a bolt or 2 up on the top hat to basically keep the top of the strut in place. And we're gonna basically try and pull the hub down so that way the shock leaves the hub assembly. So next up, once we get that out, would be to remove the last of those little top hat bolts, and then this whole assembly should essentially come out. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. We basically got this little notch 90%. Well, we got the notch out, and we're just trying to get the bolt of the shock out. So we're putting
brute force.
Sounds bad, but trust, it's okay. Just trying to put down pressure on the hub while Dave here is rotating.
Oh no, the spreader.
Shock. Oh my gosh.
Spread it.
Spread it. Spread.
Not the spreader.
There's just no good angles in this little here.
I'm sorry my garage isn't big enough for you.
Yeah, it needs 2 bays.
I expected production size garage, but he doesn't have any.
Airlift. Are you gonna bag this thing?
No. I already have it bagged.
Yeah, right.
I thought like 3 weeks ago when you picked this car up, you said you weren't gonna do anything to it.
No, that's a lie. I said tint and lower. Don't put words in my mouth.
What about the front lip we were just talking about? And then
Sponsored.
headlights we were talking about.
That's sponsored. Doesn't count. It's going back up.
Is it really? Okay,
Here we go. This is close.
Boy.
Oh, it's so cute.
Oh, it's so cute.
What are you
Look
gonna
at
name
it.
it? What are you gonna?
Freddie.
Freddie. Freddie the OEM strut.
Well, good thing we're putting Frederick up for adoption and we're putting
Look at his face,
his new
though.
brother in place.
Oh,
Look at his face. Just kidding. All right, adoption time. Time to adopt that one.
Bazinga.
Wow, that one was on there.
Oh wait, it's not off. Bazinga.
Kaboom. Alright, top hat comes off. This Johnny freaking should just slide all the way.
Where'd the knot? Oh, there it is. Oh, she's toasty.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Keep these in here. The little bumper stops. And that is looking all right. Last
Last time.
I just the boot just fucking ripped in two. Oh no!
He needed the boot.
Well, the good thing is
Don't even worry about it.
It's fine.
okay.
Well, why are you gonna do that?
Yeah, you know what? Hang on, it's got to go on the top anyway.
So we're nearly finished with the fronts. That side went much easier. Long story short, this F30, before Mitch owned this car, was in a front end little thing. Boo-boo. So yeah, a little boo-boo. So it had a different shock on the other side, so it was actually a lot softer, funny enough, which means your drivability might be a little screwy. But needless to say, we need to use the spring compressor on this side because we don't have enough weight basically to push that threading up through the top hat so we can screw the nut on. So we're just gonna go ahead and put the spring compressor on, making good use of that. And then after that, it's just putting it all back together, which is literally 2 bolts, and then we can jump to the rears. You guys real quick, he did just throw some 35% tint all around on this, and gotta say on the white car, it really does look awesome. Like just the black on white contrast, I'm a huge fan of that. So looking good for a daily. It's about to be slammed. It's pretty late now. Let's see, the time is currently 10:10. and we are still on the fronts. Unfortunately, we have just been battling with the spring compressor to get it compressed enough and be able to zip on the nut onto the top hat. So it's just been a battle, but I think we're 90% there. It sounds like a NASCAR team in here. Let me show you guys. Did you guys get it?
Yeah, I think so.
Close enough.
Close enough?
Yeah, just unplug it.
Like, how many threads are on? Oh my gosh.
Yo, straight up sounds like an Audi.
Trying to be super quiet with this thing because he's got neighbors and I don't know. As long as you got it, it's got like enough thread on there.
You tell us.
Yeah,
That was not
I mean, it looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, yeah, just.
I mean,
I was saying it sounds like a NASCAR freaking team in here.
sorry neighbors.
Oh, gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay,
Well, while
here's
these
the
two
cinch.
are wrapping up the front, the second front one, the last of the front, put it down in the comments if this was your new F30. What kind of mods would you guys do to it? You can see it's obviously got the Sportline bumper on it, base model headlights, you know, chrome grills, all that good stuff. And yeah, I guess those are the wheels. And kind of just is what it is. It is nice because it's got the black interior with the red stitch. Big fan of that. But put it down in the comments. What would you guys do if this was your F30? May as well plug the shirt too. If you guys want a elevated tee, I have the navy and the burgundy ones, as well as some hoodies in the same style on the website. I'll throw a link down below if you guys want to go check that out. As always, YouTube 20, save yourself 20% on your order. Scoop up a nice t-shirt for summer, a hoodie for this upcoming autumn.
Quality. Soft.
Yes, sir.
Soft.
Fronts are both done. I'll show you guys how it sits real quick. We don't have the rear jacked up, so it's not under extra compression or anything. And OEM wheels, regular spec tires, that's how she looks. And I'll show you guys the other side real quick. About the same. So I mean, for H&R springs, I used to have these on mine. They definitely ride really nice, and it's a subtle drop. So if you're looking to do it for cheap and just get on that low, can't recommend it enough. And you could even try the Super Sports. Mitch, are these the Super Sports or Sports?
No, it's
I don't think they
X-Drive, so
No, the H&R.
different.
I don't think they make a Super Sport for the H&R. I think they just make a general one, which probably sits between like your
1.5.
regular and your Super Sport.
They used to make them for the F30.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you could do the Sports or the Super Sports, and the
Maybe you
Super
can buy
Sports
them
were
right
more
off
aggressive drop.
Okay. They might have them right off of H&R, but I know ECS, I don't believe, has the Super Sports. You might have to look
For your car or for these?
for this.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's maybe I've been out of the spring game for too
But
long.
certain model cars, like the S4 has a Super Sport and like a Sport Low, which is like the lowest you can go for their spring. So it's a little bit lower than the Super Sports.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you'd be happy with it. If you guys plan on doing this mod, give it about 500 miles to break in. The springs, you'll probably be a little bit lower a week after you install them, so keep that in mind. But overall, it's coming along nicely, and we just got to kind of bang out the rears. I think time is now 10:45, so we're doing okay. So we did springs, I don't know, maybe like 2-3, not even 2 weeks ago on another buddy's F30. And Dave was nice enough to actually take down the notes and everything on what you need. So Dave, you want to just tell the fam what they need for the rears real quick?
Alrighty, so for the rears, I have it written down. You probably can't see, but there's going to be 4 10mm bolts that basically hold like this little plastic piece that's on the lower arm. And then on some cars, you'll need the E18 and the 18mm like you did on the front. And then you'll also need a 21mm and a 21mm. That's all the bolts of the size.
21s.
Yeah, 2 21s on either side, and E18 and the 18, which sometimes I believe might be a 16, not the E18. But either way, that should be it.
The rears are 100 times easier than the fronts. Trust me on that. The shock, if you have never looked at it, the shock and the spring are actually not together. The spring sits in a different place than the shock, so it just makes life a lot easier, and you don't have to mess with the top hat. You don't have to mess with taking the old spring off of the shock. So we should hypothetically be able to bang these out. We're gonna do one side at a time, so I'll try and key you guys in here and there and show you guys where we're at, but we're just gonna try and hammer this out. You guys probably can't see, but Dave is using a 10 mil to take off. There's a black piece of plastic that sits underneath. It's, I believe, 4 10 mils on each side, so 4 and 4. And then that will give you access to the bottom of the spring. And I think you only have, 2 bolts to get this whole job done in the back.
Oh! You hit yourself?
Oh, I'm glad the camera's still on. All right, boys, we did it. Let's drop her down. Finally, all 4. Keep going. Just keep going. No, I'm just kidding, guys. It will settle. It takes, like I said, about 500 miles, probably like a week's driving or something. And all 4 will settle a bit. And give you guys a quick little look-see at the rears.
I think the fronts you see about the most.
I would say this will probably jump down to about at least 2 fingers for sure. It'll drop down quite a bit. And the fronts, where did we land? Because now that we've had the rear, now that we had the rear up, it was putting a lot of tension on this. So yeah, we're just about 2 fingers up in the front. So overall, pretty good. If it was a little bit lighter outside, we'd pull it out, but I think you guys kind of get the drift. All right, well, if you guys are planning on doing this, we had 3 of us doing it, and pretty much all of us have done springs before. I've done it, and Dave's done it actually on an F30. So to give you guys an accurate representation, I would say anticipate spending about an hour on each wheel. The rears are by far way easier than the fronts, and once you get it really the process down, it's just a matter of repetition. So I would say anticipate 4 to 6 hours if you're doing it by yourself. And if you have some buddies helping you, maybe you can get it done in less time than we did. But overall, you know, it's just a nice little OEM plus mod. And I think the ride quality, at least from when I had it on my F30, was really nice. So Dave, what do you think?
I like them a lot. I think it's gonna look good once they're broken in. I like how they ride on my Audi. And,
that's right, I forgot you had H&R.
Yeah, I run H&R Super Sports there.
So I guess Mitch, let us know in like a week what you think.
Will do.
All right. Well, guys, it is now midnight. I am wiped, so we're gonna head home, and I'll definitely catch you guys in the next video. Keep elevating. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comments down below. Again, let me know what you guys would do. This was your new F30. What kind of mods would you put on it? We're pretty much starting stock here, so put it down in the comments. As always, hit that subscribe button. Keep elevating. See you next time. Peace out.